Previously on Coventry City Diaries. Right, here goes. Hello, I'm Sky Blue Tone, and this season I've decided to do my own diary for every game, apart from last week of course, because I could have done it but I couldn't be asked to get the batteries. So anyway, I'll be going through what I did and didn't do every week. And as usual, Robbie Savage was pissing Coventry fans off. But I've got a list of all the countries that have watched my videos. Got it here, was it? Yeah. Great Britain, South Korea, Spain, India, Argentina, Greece, Israel, Singapore, Norway. And then got into Cov. I bought myself a pint and got a little drunk. I then had another pint, lager, and got a little drunk. Let's get drunk to celebrate! Well, I got myself a lager and got a little drunk. Yep, that's just about it really. Yep. It's been a while, and Coventry City have got off to the start exactly as I expected, with the lack of squad we've got and the lack of funds we have. And Saturday's game against Watford proved that we really are missing strikers. Anyway, before that, the protest started at the start of the game, obviously, with a huge banner saying, "Sisu, Coventry City Board, that you are not fit to run the club." Now, that's nothing too offensive, there's no swearing on there, and yet the stewards had to lower themselves to a new level by snatching it off us. And what was even worse was one steward, the big fat lump, furiously threw it on the floor and pissed off the whole of block 14 and 15. Right off. So anyway, on to the game. First of all, not happy with Joe Murphy because he cannot catch to save his life. He's almost as dodgy as Man U's new keeper. I can't remember what his name was, but he's dodgy anyway. Yeah, I think some of the youth players, they're all right. You know, they're trying their hardest because they have been thrown in at the deep end, like Biggie Romana and Christie. But once again, Richard Keogh and David Bell have proved once again that they are not cut out for the Championship. David Bell's got a good foot on him for long range shots, but that's about it. Sammy Clingan, again, he can be good, but the real problem with him is his corners. His crossing is terrible. He can't even cross his own fucking eyes. And then there's the front two, O'Donovan and Jukovic. O'Donovan, well, I can see why he was on the bench for most of last season, if not all of it, because, well, he's just no good, really, unless he's a late bloomer. And then there's Jukovic. Fucking hell. I think he really does need a decent strike partner, because without that he is nothing. I mean, alright, he scored against Palace, but then he had 2 other chances after that to kill it off. One-on-one chance, he only had to put it past the keeper and he was there, and he hit it straight at him. And then there was the second chance, he only had to pass the ball into the net and he hit the side net in. I could have farted that in. It was that piss easy. Fucking hell. It's been a happy start to the season, hasn't it? And then there was the protest after the game. Yes, we got the banner back with about 2 minutes of the game to go. And just to finish off with the game, it's a good thing Watford didn't show up, because, well, we could have been there all afternoon, all evening and all next day, and we wouldn't have scored, because there's just no presence up front. No disrespect, Watford fans, but you didn't show up. I think other people will agree with me. So yeah, on to the protest after the game. A good 60 of us took the banner, went around the arena, and then back again to the main entrance, to the Chin, the Jimmy Hill statue. I've nicknamed it the Chin. Just my little nickname, that's all. And yeah, we then charged into the main entrance of the Ricoh Arena with the banner, chanting all Sisu out chants. And then the stewards came along and pushed us out and tried to snatch the banner off us. And then I and about 6 other Cov fans managed to snatch the banner back off them again. And that felt good. And then the well, that was it. A little bit later on, I went to the pub. Yes, that avenue of pleasure is now back in my life again after 3 months. You know, I hadn't been to that pub. You know, when I went to the Leicester game, first game of the season, I hadn't been to that pub since the last home game of last season against Reading. And I had to say, oh, you waited for me. I knew you would. And I got pissed. So, well, I think it's a good thing. In a way, it is a good thing we haven't got off to a good start, because we all know what happens when we go top of the league. We've done it the last 5 seasons. We've got off to a cracking start. In August we've gone top of the league. We've carried it on for another 2 months, and then in November we start putting a couple of games together where we're losing, and then December winning a few more but not as much, and then the season's over in January. Of course, I'm not saying that the exact opposite is going to happen this season, but at least then Coventry fans are not getting their hopes up over a few wins. And yeah, I have a few rules for this season for Coventry City fans, so pay attention. Yes, the little black book is back for another series of Coventry City Diaries. So, rule number 1. No blasphemy. I will not have the good Lord's name that is Jimmy Hill taken in vain. Number 2. If we put a couple of wins together, do not attempt to be diagnosed with promotion fever. because you will regret it. Number 3. Do not assume we're going to be relegated just because we've got off to a bad start. Number 4. Always have at least one friend on YouTube that does video diaries. And number 5. Keep the faith. So yeah, we've got Middlesbrough next. That's going to be a tough one because they've got off to a terrific start. Tony Mowbray is a good manager, and well, that's all I can say really. So oh yes, there's one thing I think we should do about the stewards. We should get someone, you know, the stewards, they lowered themselves both during the game and after the game. And I think we should get we should go into their faces and just scream into their face really hard. Move that miserable piece of shit! In case you didn't understand that, that was move that miserable piece of shit. So here it is again. Move that miserable piece of shit! Because they are miserable pieces of shit. They really are. And I can't fucking stand them. So anyway, that's all for now. The next episode will be... let's think. Ipswich away. So that won't be until late September. I'm not going to Middlesbrough. Then there's the international break. I'm not doing Derby at home. I'm saving my money for my holiday when I go to Ibiza just after the Ipswich game. So I'm hoping that will be episode 2 of this series. So there's nothing left to do other than leave you with the outro track of this episode, symbolising the state of Coventry City at the minute, with Oasis, Where Did It All Go Wrong? Ta-da. And I hope you know that it's touch and go. I hope the tears won't stain the world that awaits outside. And I hope you know that it won't let go. It sticks around with you until the day you die. I hope the tears don't stain the world that awaits outside. Where did it all go wrong?